What's up? What is up? Alright, what's the time, y'all? Now I can't look at the time. Hang on. Let me see something. When you do these live videos, someone let me know what time it is. Alright. I'm going to be like a biological clock and guess that the last time I looked at the time on my phone, it was about 1:14 p.m. December 26th, 2016. So, gauging the time with my sense of time, I'm going to guess that it's like 1:20, 1:21 p.m. Am I right? So I can't look at the phone. I'm not wearing a watch. Alright, so listen, every step is towards strength. It's the last fucking thing I want to be doing right now. First of all, the wifey's out shopping. I should either be out shopping too, or out shopping with her, or like, I don't know, hanging with some family, friends, but you know what? There's plenty of hours in the day, so I'll get to that later. And it's not like anyone's blowing up my phone at the moment. So, listen, I'm not going to sit idle. Alright? That's the devil's workshop. And I ain't with the devil, so. So, I'm going to do something productive. And, hang on. You know, that's ironic. When I said hang on, it's because as I get to that point in my walk each time, I always notice there's this lady smoking cigarettes there. And then she catches an earful of whatever I'm saying. And ironically, that same lady 5 minutes ago snubbed me when I walked past. Now, we don't know each other, so I can't really call it snubbing. But she certainly didn't make any eye contact with me. She avoided eye contact. You know, strangers can say hi to each other. We're just two people on the street. We have that choice to, you know, acknowledge the other person and say hi or not. So, look, I'm usually the guy that's first, regardless of what another person's going to do. I usually take the initiative to do something, but for some reason I didn't do that, and so I guess ball was in her court, and of course she didn't. She snubbed me. Well, whatever you want to call it. So, it just so happens she happens to be the same lady that was on her porch there smoking a cigarette. So it's like, listen, I know we're strangers, but if I'm not worth a simple, you know, hey, how you doing, even among strangers in the street, she doesn't deserve to get an earful of my blog. So I did not know she was going to be on the porch, but I suspected she might be, due to habit of all the other times I walk by, and I am giving her an earful when she's out there. So today I didn't want to give her an earful. That's why I paused there. So that's a long ado about that. So where was I? So not only did I now pause, I have no idea what I was telling you guys. Huh. Well, we're talking about the girlfriend. Yeah, long hours in the day. So here's the deal. I want to do something positive. I'm going to be pissed when I watch this blog back and I realize that I missed a great point I was going to make, but oh well. Listen, guys, we're going to walk as much as we want. The point is, there's a lot of points. Okay. Yeah, we're talking about the devil's workshop and idle time. So, sometimes you have to like tune in to what just makes sense at the moment, and what makes sense isn't always what we want to do. I was going to go out and do a walk for exercise, and then I'd have the live feed on doing a blog at the same time. I didn't know. I mean, I suspected it could be possible due to the fact that I do this sometimes, but I didn't know for sure. But had to do. We won't get into that. Regardless, whatever it was that I had to do. And nothing is like compelling to pointing me towards doing something else at this moment. So then it's like, do you just sit on the couch and be a frozen vegetable? Or do you do something towards meeting your goals? Because guess what? Even though I don't want to be taking a walk right now, if each step I take is towards strength that builds my body to be stronger and healthier, then maybe some of my other goals that have nothing to do with exercise will be more feasible, more easily attained, more accessible, if I don't have to worry about health issues or anything regarding my body or my body being weak. My body is strong. Then the things that I need my body for to do to kind of like go through the motions of whatever those other goals would be, there's less distractions for those goals. So here's a moment and an opportunity where I'm just kind of tuning in to what a lot of people, and also myself, call the universal consciousness, or the universal subconscious, where there's information that we can tap into. That's basically one thing that's going on. Life doesn't always go as planned, but sometimes, maybe it's still going how it's meant to be. Maybe they weren't my plans, but it's part of a bigger plan. And so, using like a healthy mind and deductive logic about like what makes sense to do at this moment right now, from this 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. time period. Well, I could sit on my ass. I could be negative while I'm sitting on my ass, mope about there's not much to do. Which honestly, I'm at peace today. I had a great holiday. By the way, I hope y'all had a very good Christmas, a Merry Christmas. I had I'm going to get into that soon. I had such a blessed, wonderful holiday. I couldn't be more thankful. So, to be honest, if I was sitting on my couch doing nothing and I was by myself, I don't know that it would affect me as much today, because I'm filled with so much joy from having such a great holiday. Okay, but I suppose that's one option or possibility, is rather than a walk, I could be sitting on a couch, idle, doing nothing, maybe even in a bad mood because of nothing to do. So, look, this doesn't cost me anything. So I live here. I don't know whose block I'm walking on, if it's taxpayers' money or the people that own this complex. But listen, somewhere along the line, someone paid money for this street I'm walking on, and if it wasn't me, someone did. And for all practical purposes, I can use it as a resource each day to make myself better, to make myself stronger. So when it comes down to the choice, like sit on a couch or walk, get some endorphins going, speed up my metabolism a little bit, burn some calories, tone my body, get strong, Make it where there's good equilibrium, balance. Why sit on the couch? That ain't good for your, you do that too long, that's not good for your respiration or your circulation, for one thing. Get yourself a freaking blood clot. You sit too long. People playing video games that are like couch potatoes that play video games all day, they're actually liable to get blood clots. I mean, that's what happens. You're on an airplane too long, just cooped up in the seat. You know, people get blood clots because your circulation isn't good. So, I mean, I don't know. Probably sat on my couch enough today for to serve for my couch sitting for the week. So I just feel like everything's pointing to get my ass out of the house. Hey, listen, Ross Merrigan, my buddy, would definitely be telling me right now, if I was in the house, to get my ass out of the house. So you know what? Maybe he plugged into the universal unconscious or subconscious or consciousness that makes us awake. And then he offered me some of that, and I tapped into what he told me, which is part of all that information. And then here I am, where it was kind of like, well, okay, it's 1 p.m. What now? What now? And so I'm being resourceful, all right, which will also help me be resilient. Okay, I'm using the resources of the street to take a walk. I'm getting exercise. There's a nice breeze, fresh air. Okay, and this is going to help towards my goals. First of all, I've accomplished a lot of goals so far. At least, you know, physically, I have dug myself out of a big hole. So let's talk about that. Okay, there's people here, so we'll turn this around here. But you know, just have the opportunity to tackle some goals. Why not seize the moment, right? So we'll segue into this tangent of this blog. And by the way, for me, just speaking of resources, I mean, these live feeds, which some friends even, you know, I get on their nerves for blowing up their news feed. Y'all people that point that out to me, you need to realize, like, not everyone's life is the same. Okay? Not everyone's life is the same. So, you know, you might not understand a person doing 10 Facebook posts a day due to whatever your schedule is. But my schedule is different. Everyone's schedule is different. So, you know, I've listened to so much music at this point. This is kind of still a fairly new feature, the live feed, where, you know what, if this is like my iPod and my music, just to get my walk in. Like, just realize I don't want to be doing this walk, but I'm doing something that I need to do, that I don't want to do. In a way, I have to do it for my survival and future goals. So why not take the steps to do it now? So, like, when they say you have something that you've got to get done, like, whatever you got to do to get it done, whether, you know, regarding anything. So, I mean, I would say, 90-something% of people that work out in a gym have headphones that are listening to music on their iPod or some type of music player. They're out on the street, they're doing the same thing. So, listen, I've done that whole shtick. To me, I've got so much going on in my head, I'd rather talk it through. Kind of like a filter of just cleaning out this fucking, whatever's consuming my mind, this crazy consumption that clouds me all day, because I've just got so much going on in my head. To me, it's more valuable, rather than, like, you know, shove some more shit in my head, which, music's good. I'm not going to knock music. But I just got, I've been there, done that for what, like 5,000 miles of walking. So look, there's a new resource called Live Feed. So I use it to get through my walk. I mean, what? I've been talking for 20 minutes. It feels like I'm not even thinking about the exercise because I'm doing something else. And remember, the brain really can't do two things at once. We think we're multitasking. But think of this. If I'm distracting myself by talking, then I'm not really thinking about the walking. You know? So now, and that's the same thing. That's why people listen to music. They're in that zone of the music and they're not even thinking about the stress of the workout, and that's how they get through it. So Live Feed is that for me. So I've probably gotten in a mile that probably would have felt more tedious. And again, I started about 5 minutes. I already done 5 minutes of the walk before even starting this Live Feed. And if this is at about 15 minutes, you guys would have to let me know. I don't know how long this video is going on. But if this video is 15 minutes in length, then I've done about 20 minutes, which is already a mile. And just talking and blogging has been like my iPod, been like my music to get done what I need to get done. No matter what you got to do to get it done, just get it done. So, you know, the street is my resource to walk on. The Live Feed is my resource to get through whatever I got to walk through. And each step I take is towards strength. My body is that much healthier. Hey, this is 20 minutes that I haven't had a cigarette. And that's something, if I don't, I'm probably actually going to shut this off here in a sec and take a 2-minute break and then put it back on. I'm going to do a bunch of walking today. I'm not going to stop at a mile. That's nothing. I mean, it's something, but it's nothing. When you do as much walking as me, a mile is like, you know, take it or leave it. I feel like I got to get at least 3 in to feel like I did something. I mean, you eat a piece of apple pie and the mile, what does it walk off? A quarter of that apple pie. So, you know, got to feel like I got to do more. But when I turn this Live Feed back on for my next mile, either remind me or I'll try to remind myself. I want to talk about cigarettes, my history with cigarettes. I want to talk about my weight and where I've been with it. And I want to take that all the way back to like, I might refer back to like my body and my weight as it was in high school. So I might take it back to when I was like 16 years old. Definitely want to touch on what my situation was in the year 2001. I was in a pretty bad predicament. I want to talk about current day with my weight and how it all just correlates and corresponds to this whole thing about each step you take is another step towards strength. So we'll get to that. But for now, peace, and I'll be back at you in a couple minutes. And just don't get annoyed with me if your name is Aaron Goodenberry. Not to throw you under the bus, but buddy, it's better to be friends on Facebook than not friends on Facebook. And just unfollow me if I'm blowing up your news feed. I'm not on your page. I'm not on your wall posting this. This is my resource to keep it less boring on my walk that I need to do for bettering myself. So rock with the fact that I'm trying to do something to better myself, even if my schedule is different than yours. You may think the whole thing is so unnecessary to have to do a blog about my walk, but it's not about that. It's just a resource. And, I mean, honestly, I can't say that I'm not going to blow up your news feed. So just unfollow me on the news feed and check in with my FB wall when you so desire, you know. It's like, you know, I'm just saying. But anyway, I love you, buddy. I'm not saying this to be harsh, and this goes for anyone else that's got that same train of thought with like the redundantness of, you know, a Jason Lipp blog every 2 hours, if that so happens today. You know, it is what it is.